Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 23rd of January. This is for the Sun or the Ascendant. As ever, I'm going to give you the standout features of this week that we can all relate to collectively, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you in forensic detail all the zodiac signs from Aries through to Pisces. If you're a returning viewer to my channel, thank you so much for joining me once more. If you're new to me, it's great to have you with me. If you'd care to like or subscribe or comment, you're very welcome. This is very much a community and it's wonderful to have you with me. Now this week does see one of the standout aspects in astrology, the Sun in an alliance with Jupiter. Jupiter in the sign of Aries is very much about new beginnings and freshness. In the sign of Aquarius, the Sun, Venus and Saturn is very much about the collective. It's how we interact and network, it's our friendships, but also our longer term planning. Because last Saturday there was a new moon in Aquarius, which is also feeling the energy of Pluto, the planet of great change, it may feel as if this is a really historic time for many of us. So what does it mean, that aspect between the Sun and Jupiter? I think it can be when we supercharge our longer term plans in a way which feels right for us now. We very often will have hopes, but when we get to that point where we achieve what we set out to do, we realise that we've actually shifted. And I think there can be a little bit of that this week. But Mercury, the planet of communication, is still forging a jarring angle to Mars. Mercury wants us to slow things down and examine possibilities in a very thorough and step-by-step way. It's in the earthy sign of Capricorn. Mars in Gemini wants things to go quick, very quick. But later this week, Mercury actually forges a brilliant link with Uranus, which will help us to embrace things that can speed up. Also, from Monday to Wednesday, Venus and Saturn are still within 3 degrees of one another, and they're asking us to think very carefully about the quality of our alliances. Now, Saturn can either be a cold and limiting influence or a very stabilising one. So we may find ourselves asking some key questions about close relationships, particularly as Venus moves into the sign of reflection of Pisces on Friday. Now there is a quarter moon as this week draws to a close. As much as the sign of Aquarius is very idealistic, the sign of Taurus is very realistic. And there may be something that we just need to make sure it stays in kilter between those two areas. As much as we'd like life to be a certain way, it is as it is. But then at the same time, that doesn't mean to say we can't apply our values and standards to that reality. And that's really what I feel is coming to the fore as this week draws to a close. Now, if you would like to ascend above this zodiac broadcast and understand what the next year will hold for you as an individual, if you give me 3 pieces of personal birth data of time, date and place of birth, I can give you your forecast, plus in my special package, your life roadmap analysis. This will help you to understand your astrological influences at a much more intimate level. Seize upon the ones that give you possibilities, but also work out some that have snagged you over time. There's 30% off. Please see the link below. And in my special package, you also get your free Zodiac, Vedic and Chinese forecasts for 2023. So Virgo, your week commencing the 23rd of January forecast puts a big load of energy into the part of your situation which you have an innate talent for. And that's making sure that everything runs really tickety-boo. But if there has been, some issues that you've come up against over the last couple of years, perhaps your energy and vitality has been lower, perhaps there's been pressures at work, perhaps you felt really compromised between doing what you would truly wish to do, Uranus in the 9th house, against what you ended up having to do, you felt, with Saturn in the 6th. Now, in the first half of this week, Venus continues to be side by side with Saturn, so there could be conversations over a job matter or an interview. Your ruler Mercury, of course, is going forwards, but is still in that discordant angle with Mars. But Mars is giving you lots of ambition. So if you can blend your creativity with how you raise your profile, but don't get frustrated if things don't go quite at the pace you want, then that can be a win-win situation. And the Sun also forges a brilliant link to Jupiter, one of the luckiest angles in astrology. So all of this week, if you are wanting to do something with your resources or finances in a way which is more enterprising, gets a bit more, squeezes a bit more out of your assets, there's a good chance you can. Also, later this week, your ruler forges a really brilliant link with Uranus. So where there's been frustration, now you can start to see ideas queuing up in front of you. Also, with Venus moving into your sector of relating at the end of the week, some of the brittleness which may have been to the fore around close ties, you have an opportunity to bring a calming, more diplomatic approach to the situation. Of course, you've got Saturn moving there on the 7th of March. This could be an opportunity to actually get to know somebody new, and it could be through your work or a very workaday situation that you do encounter somebody. But the quarter moon, which occurs on Saturday, is a kind of echo of the energy you've experienced over the last couple of years as Saturn and Uranus have been in that ongoing and rather abrasive right angle. And it's all about not trying to do too much. It's about narrowing your focus, not promising to do more than you can realistically deliver, focusing on the things that are essential. But if you do that, and you stay productive in the way that the Sun and the new moon, Venus and Saturn are giving you the platform to do, you can make progress still.